This template is being created in Google Sheets. It is very important that you have the updated version. I do not believe that I will be updating the version of the template in upcoming weeks, because I have done the final tuning the weeks before. So you will see from the last week there is an updated version. You will be able to find it in a school, and you have 5 templates. 4 templates, the first 4 templates, Rooms Division, F&B Division, Conference, and Spa and Wellness, are the departmental budgets. So you can create those budgets as per the department. So in case you do not have the department, you don't have a Spa Wellness, you don't have a Conference, you simply only going to take those templates which are relevant for your hotel. And then the last template, the 5-year hotel budget master plan, is the file where all those 4 departmental budgets are being combined automatically. Okay, there is one part we need to do manually, but this is where we're gonna go as soon as we will be reaching this template number 5. In the school, in our library, you will see there is a class. It says get your budget template, and you will see what you need to do. In general, as I mentioned, is in Google Sheets, so you have to work on this only in Google Sheets. If you're gonna try to download this, it's not going to work for you, because everything is happening in the cloud. So let's go for this. You have the Rooms Division. What is going to happen if you click on this? You're gonna be transformed to the page which is going to look like that. So you see is an international template, so it's going to be in English. It's a version 3, and it's the Rooms Division. I'm gonna make the copy of that file. So it means I will immediately save this file in the Google Sheets, and then I can start working on this. First of all, what you need to do is ideally to create always a backup file, because it's in a Google Sheets. Of course, you can see all the versions of the history, what you have done, but I always advise every one of you to have let's say, the backup file, and also to have the file you are working on. So let me just make another copy of that. And this is the file we're going to be working on. When it comes to the naming the file, it's up to you how you're going to rename it. It doesn't make any difference for you to to rename the file, so you use it as you like. As I mentioned, it's a Google Sheet, so you will be able to see the version, the history of that file, and you can come back to the past entries, and you can restore the past entries in case you will see that you have done something which is not actually what you desire. Before we're gonna start entering the data, we need to get organized and let's say for you to understand how the file works. The file works in a very easy way. Let me see, there is one question. There is a question that you are not familiar with USALI format. Is it Excel or not? USALI format has nothing to do if it's Excel or Google Sheets. It's the way how we structure the data in the profit and loss statement. Okay, so in this case, I would advise you're gonna see it how it's being structured inside the file, but then you need to learn how it's being structured, because this is the international standard of how hoteliers are looking at the data, so it makes sense and is gonna give you a better clarity of how your trend is going on in your property and which expenses or the revenues are influencing the most your gross operating profit or your EBITDA. Okay, so this is the way how we are looking at our numbers. This is not the format of the Excel. Okay, coming back to the organizing the file. It is very simple, and it's going to be exactly the same in other templates, other departmental templates. So there is a first tab which is called settings. where you're going to name your hotel and where you're going to define your starting year. So if you say, I'm going to create the budget for 2025, you start with 2025. If for any purposes you would like to, let's say, craft your past information and use this template for 2024, then you can do it as well by entering the start date of 2024. Then we have additional tabs. Usually the first tab is about revenue, and the final tabs are about the costs. And the last two tabs are usually those about the prediction and yearly overview, where it is actually summarizing everything. So we are in the rooms division file and we see the rooms. Then we have a tab, direct costs, which are actually the costs related to the occupied room. Then we have a tab for commission, for payroll. And then once all those 4 tabs are completed, the data will be automatically transferred to the tab, which is called projections. So it is just projecting as per the data you have been entering. And you will be able to see it per month and per year. You can see it here. And once it is all done in projection, the yearly overview is going to be created, and you can get the printed version of that file as per the year. So it has a little bit different look and feel, but this is a very important file because from here, all the data are being transferred to our 5-year master plan. When it comes to, in general, to working with that file, we're going to be working like that. You may decide if you would like to do your budget for 1 year, let's say for 2025, or if you would like to add more years. So you can work with 1 year, you can work with 3 years, you can work with 5 years. It depends on what you would like to achieve. So if you are planning an investment and you would like to see your 5-year prediction, you're going to use the same file. If you only need to do it just once for this year because you have no idea what's going to happen in 2026, then you simply only focus on 1 year. This is the first part of the magic. So let's say we're going to start with the hotel. I'm going to name my hotel Boutique Hotel Radka. I am in my rooms division, and I'm going to start with my 2025 year. What is going to happen once you're going to start entering the data? The table is having 3 sections of the calculations. First section is the yellow section where you are entering your data. So it's your user entry. But then you have a blue part, which is actually already starting doing some kind of calculation. So you only focus with your data entry on the yellow part. All other parts are only computization of what you have already entered. So you don't do any changes in the blue part because it is going to influence your file. You will not do any changes in green part because there is a computation of the revenue. And then we have a red part, which is the computation of the costs. Over here in those 3 sections, you may do like a double checking, but all changes to be always done in the yellow part, year and the month. So it means the year data is always doing some kind of calculation, and you are entering the data only in those yellow parts. So you will see this is the data, and this is the area where you're going to be entering the details. This applies for 2025, for 2026, 2027, and other years. Let's presume that we're going to be doing only year 2025 to make it very simple. As I mentioned, as soon as you're going to start entering the data in a yellow section, all details are going to be slowly calculated and transformed into that particular sessions over here. And it will be also automatically transferred to that tab, projections and yearly overview. So this is everything all about organizing. If you will enter any information which is not correct, always use the back button to simply go back the error in terms of any formulas which you may influence in case there is something going to be entered not in that correct position.